Look over here.
Oh, hi. Hello, Voix. And welcome to The Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. And welcome to
Look over here.
Our exclusive companion series where we're diving into looks from episode 5 of series 6 of Drag Race UK. I'm Logan Murphy, say something gay, and I'm just drinking water, but if I was drinking anything else, it would be in a cup mug, and you can get yours at lanagcreations.etsy.com. Link is in the description below. And we do ship domestically within the United States and internationally, so there are no excuses unless your country is currently on fire, under fire, or underwater. Then there are some excuses.
And I'm Eris Envy, York's punk rock hairy fairy, and Leeds drag queen and rugby player. Coming to you live from the soon-to-be former communication hub that is my new bedroom in Headingley. Woo!
Period.
I love it. I can hear owls outside again. I'm back in nature.
Yay!
I saw a fox the other day.
Work. I saw. Oh, there's no one on. No, Fox. No. Anyway, and this is the BBC. No, I'm kidding. We're talking about headpiece runways, and we're going to do that, and we're going to dive in. But before we do, make sure to subscribe if you've not already, because we are here almost all the time, giving you almost all things drag. And make sure to check out the description below, where you can find all of our audio podcast links, our other YouTube channels, and our Patreon for exclusive content and early access, including early access to most of the Look Over Here episodes for the franchises we are currently covering. Let's dive in. Also, I realized I don't remember the last time that you and I just did a podcast on our own. This is very reminiscent. This is very old school, The Cup. And if you remember that era, comment below. Because it's been a minute. But category is, how's your head piece? They've done this before on something, right?
Yeah.
US?
Probably.
It's like
anyway. It's a very generic filler runway category.
And I'm not mad at it, because the girls brought some looks on this occasion. And we're going to start off with Marmalade. And as always, thank you to Drag Looks on Instagram for these beautiful collages. Thanks. Appreciate you, girl.
I thought Mom looked incredible. There's something about it that's very like... I don't know how to explain it other than like... the 80s does 50s science fiction aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little Flash Gordon in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of looks like a menorah a little bit. Like in the headpiece.
Yeah.
Like, I just love it. And everything Mom has worn has been so different.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what I do really think works well for Mom is cool tones. And like a silver on her just works so well because she's very pale, and I think it just complements her skin so beautifully.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do I need to do my score now?
No, I'll give my thoughts and we'll do scores. Yeah.
It's been a minute.
I couldn't tell whether you were done with your comment or not. But anyway, I think Marm looks great. I think the bar is so high for Marm that I gotta be honest, this was a little bit not underwhelming, but it was a little bit whelming, like just a touch. I really like the dress itself. I think the layering of the fringe is really, really cool. My issue is actually with the headpiece itself. Unfortunately, it doesn't come off as looking as expensive as I want it to be. That's really like the only main critique that I have. I do love that she is doing a lot of different things with her makeup. And in this case, we're getting something a little bit softer, and I'm not mad at it from her. So overall, I'm not mad at this look. I do wish it was just a touch better. So, scores.
I'm going to give this a good old 90. Sort of for a similar reason in that I think the headpiece was a little less impressive compared to the rest of the outfit.
I'm giving Marmalade an 83.
Ooh.
Next up, Kiki Snatch.
Okay, so for what silver does to Kyran, gold does to Kiki.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a lot to like about this look, but there's also a good few things I would change. And I'm going to start with that so then I can end on the positives, because I still really like this look. I, for the love of God, wish she had a necklace on, and I wish she had some bracelets on, or just something on the arms, because bare leg, bare neck, bare arms leaves a lot of space, and then, you know, all the other accessories are great, but I think it just needed those little, just a few more accoutrements to go with it. I think the headpiece itself is beautiful, and it is very reminiscent of like the biblical depiction of angels being, sets of floating wings with eyeballs.
Yeah.
I think the dress itself is beautiful. Like, it's a really interesting silhouette, and as we saw in the episode, it moves great, especially when she's performing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I think and unfortunately we lost her this episode. I think it was a great look for her to go out on. At least she went out looking absolutely stunning in every possible way. I do agree with you though, Eris. I wish there was a bit more accessorization. I want like a little bit of a necklace. I want like a bracelet. I want something just a little bit more from her. And that's ultimately, unfortunately, been a critique that I've had of her the entire season. But I really think, like I said in the recap, and go check out the recap if you've not already. I really think with a bit more experience and a bit more resources, I think Kiki will be an absolute superstar. The headpiece is gorge, the dress is gorge, and I think she looks stunning. Scores.
I'm gonna score Kiki an 80.
I gave Kiki a 90. Next up, Lill.
Not the boreworms.
That is the first thing I thought of when she popped. I was like, not the boreworms.
Not the boreworms.
Not the boreworms.
I love this. I really like the headpiece. And I think that sort of shade of, I'm going to call it Lawrence Chaney purple, because I don't call it royal purple anymore.
Aubergine,
I think that
if you
shade
will.
of Lawrence Chaney purple with the gold was just beautiful. I love the detailing on the headpiece and the little masquerade mask. It was also like, just like, it had this, it was a little bit macabre. I don't know how to explain it. Like, Lill
It
always
really
has
was.
this little twist where it will be really beautiful, but there's still that little element of it that's a bit dark or edgy or maybe a little bit punk. And I think we got that from like the skull decals and like the are those centipedes or millipedes? Centipedes.
Yeah.
So yeah, overall I think this was cracking. And the mug. It's like the softest we've ever seen Lill paint, but oof.
And it's still so signature and so it's still severe in a nice way, but I agree with you. It's still it's very soft. I love this from Lill. I think macabre is actually a great way to describe Lil's drag, in that it is glamour and it is this like this high elegance and this presence, but there's always something a little bit macabre and a little bit sinister, I would say, about what she's doing. I love that she made the reference to Human Centipede without it being like a horror look, because I definitely wouldn't say this is horror by any means, but it's sinister, it's macabre in a way that I'm falling in love with Lill every episode we get from her. The headpiece is gorge. I love the back of the headpiece too, and the way that she did this kind of life and death motif, I think is really, really strong. If I had to add a critique, I wish the dress had a bit more gold detailing on it other than the centipede. But overall, I'm obsessed with this, and I think she looks great. Scores.
I'm gonna score this a. I'm gonna score this a 97.
I gave her a 93. Next up, La Voix.
I love this. This is like festival drag queen. This is very Carmen Miranda. I love the colors. It's very much like the color story you get when you try and buy 80s props from a costume shop, but it still really worked. And this is the best La Voix's makeup has ever been. Like, it was really bright and there was a softness to it, but it didn't lose that like distinct style she has. Also, the little spit curl coming out of the top of the headpiece is so cute, and I love that it's still in signature La Voix style, La Voix colors. Sorry. And what I will say is, Sorry, it's nearly 1 a.m. here. I'm tired. I'm so
But you're
sorry,
making me
Lavoie.
yawn too. I hate you.
I think that Lavoie needs some bigger pads because I think she lost her shape in this just a tiny bit. And I'm used to Lavoie having like this very. I'm trying to think of the word to describe it. She normally has like a really great shape. Like in the challenge, her figure was absolutely everything. So I think this outfit maybe swallowed it a little bit. But I think she looks expensive and she looks cracking.
I mean, I love this. I think it is so successful. The one thing I will say, this is not at all surprising for me from Lavoie, and we've gotten a lot of really surprising things from her. So I'm glad that we did get something a little bit more, I guess, for lack of a better term, true to form. I think she looks incredible. This Carmen Miranda, but this like neon Carmen Miranda is really, really cool. And I think she looks incredible. So, scores.
I'm going to give this an 89.
I gave Lavoie a 93.
You and those 93s today.
I know. Well, no, I've only given 2 in a row. A lot of my scores have 3 in them, though. And we'll see if that continues with Kyran 3 at. Nope, I tried. Kyran, just talk about Kyran. Move on from my horrible joke. Kyran!
And just know she's got a splitting headache.
Yeah, it's gotta be real bad.
I like this. It was weird. And I've come to expect weird from Kyran, but she always takes it that little step further. There's something that's kind of like the best way I can describe it is a bit like a Cenobite from Hellraiser.
Yes, 100%.
It's very like twisted amalgamation of flesh.
Yeah.
And it was all the little hidden like face parts that were on her body, like the little noses on the back. Ugh. I don't even know if I can critique this look because I just don't know how to, and that's the thing. Like I think it's so beyond what I'm used to seeing on Drag Race. I'm just a bit like stunned.
Yeah, I mean, knowing that she is the drag daughter of Charity Case, this doesn't come as a surprise to me whatsoever. And I'm glad that we're seeing her lean a bit more into, the horror and the alternative. 2 weeks in a row, really, with the Midsummer look last week, and then this, I think is really, really good. If I had one critique of this, I just wish that there was a bit of dimension in the faces that she has. Like I everything is so the same color that I just want something a little bit more, I want a bit more dimension, three-dimensionality in, the heads that are on the bodysuit. But otherwise, I can't complain about this because she looks incredible. Scores.
90.
90. Oh, I'm so sorry. 90.
90.
90.
90.
Chanel O'Connor is up next.
It's a weird one for me because it's a nice outfit, but I feel like I've seen Chanel a lot in this kind of style and this sort of dress specifically. And I was hoping, that the headpiece was going to be like out of this world and crazy, but no, I didn't really enjoy the headpiece. I think it's a beautiful garment, but if you told me the headpiece was the main feature of this outfit, I would be like, oh, really? I thought it was something more to do with the hair as opposed to the headpiece. But yeah.
Yeah, the unfortunate part about this garment is that it does, it feels similar based on what she's given so far this season. What I like the most is the color palette, actually. I think going black, having a black garment in this case is really cool. I love that she went for this like haberdashery headpiece. I think that's a really cool touch. The garment doesn't give me any of that though.
No.
And it's not a bad look by any means of the imagination, and I think Chanel looks absolutely gorgeous. I am waiting for Chanel to shock me on the runway, and I don't think I've been shocked by Chanel on the runway yet. And I want to be, because I know she has it. I know she's got everything it takes to surprise us and wow us in a really big way. And I'm hoping we get to see that from her. But this garment is not bad by any means of the imagination. So, scores.
75.
84. Next up, Rileasa.
I dare anyone to look me in my eyes and tell me that this is just a bodysuit. Because
It's just a bodysuit.
It is not.
No,
it is not.
Nope.
It is so like carnival. It is a little bit of like Notting Hill in there. I love it, and I think the headpiece makes this outfit. And I think, yeah, it is just a bodysuit, but the outfit's not about the bodysuit. Because who cares about the bodysuit? Look at what the hell she's got in her head, and look at the cape, and look at these feathers. I also think like this red, orange, yellow color scheme on Rileasa is golden, and I love her in a red lip. Whenever I see Rileasa with like a red lip and red hair, it reminds me of that one era where Rihanna had red hair all the time. And it specifically, for some reason, it takes me back to like 2011, 2012, when every guy I knew over the age of 16 had that shirt with Rihanna's picture on it, because that was like a huge style trend in the UK. The boys were loving Rihanna merch. But yeah, I think Rileasa looked absolutely amazing.
Rileasa looks so good. I love Rileasa. I think she looks incredible. The garment is great. The headpiece is great. The feathers are great. Everything just looks so wonderful. And I love that every week I'm surprised by Rileasa, and that everything is so sexy, and there's still this very Caribbean island, St. Lucian kind of element to everything she's worn so far this season. And I love the color palette of this too. It's just, the way we're getting this representation from Rileasa and from Kiki for that matter is just, it's so fun. And I love Rileasa is the person every week where I am looking forward to how she interprets the runway category the most out of anybody on this season. Her and Marmalade are the two that I'm like, I can't wait to see what they wear. And I think she looks incredible. Scores.
85.
Well, you did say I was obsessed with 93s. And I'm giving her a 93.
Real.
Next up is Actavia.
Oh, Aki T, the woman that you are. I loved this. This was very different for Actavia. It was a very it's very Club Kid, very Lee Bowery. And I love that the headpiece is a giant A, because Actavia does this thing sometimes with her eyeshadow where she draws like a little A into like the eyeshadow. So it was nice to see that back and see like the big A on her. Sorry, Jesus Christ, I'm tired. Happy half term, everyone. But yeah, and I loved the monochrome of it, and the only part being red being the lipstick. I just think there was something like a little bit New Romantics about it. Honestly, she could have worn this for the New Romantics runway. That could have easily have just swapped around.
What did she wear for New Romantics again? Did it have a headpiece?
No, it had a mullet.
Oh. Well, that is kind of a headpiece.
I would know.
You would know.
Yeah. She looked great.
I love seeing something different from Actavia. This surprised me from Actavia in a very pleasant way. Because again, I haven't been the world's biggest fan of her fashions this season. This shocked me, and I think the silhouette of this is so good. I love the black latex underneath. It is a hat more than a headpiece, and I kind of wish it was just an A on her head. and a little bit bigger. But I get it. I'm not mad at it. And I do love that the A is so pronounced in this makeup. And I've only just started to notice that she does the A in her either eyebrow or in the eyeshadow. And I love that signature of hers. If I had one critique, it would just be about the dimensions of the makeup. For me, I don't know how much she has done a full white face kind of makeup with all of like the gray contouring and things like that. I just wish the contouring was a little bit more severe to match the severity of the look.
Yeah.
But that's really the only thing I would critique, because otherwise I think she looks incredible. And this bold, dark red lip just looks so stunning on her. Scores.
I'm going to give this a 98.
Oh, wow.
I really like this.
I love that. I gave Actavia an 87.
Real.
And last up on our runway, and I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the way, my favorite look of the night. It's Charra.
Okay, I have a lot to say about this look. So, before I get into talking about this look, I know the person who sewed this. This was sewed by Thistle Fig, who is an amazing drag performer from Leeds, who has made some truly incredible outfits for not only themselves, but like a lot of other people. They're one of two people in like this combo in Leeds that I think are some of the most creative and innovative people. The other person being Selexa, who I don't know if she's watching this, but if you are, hi Selexa. But to bring it back to, oh wait, actually I need to mention this as well. Charra credited this person as an inspiration for the design. They are a drag performer from, I'm not sure if it's Spain or if it's another Spanish-speaking country, but they are a drag performer called Jade, I believe. So Charra did credit them, and I just want to mention that on the pod. But holy shit, look at Charra!
They are Spanish, you're correct. Yeah, from Spain.
Yes. Charra looks amazing, and like, this gumball machine with the shattered glass and the glass hanging off the dress and the little opening in the sleeves and the latex. It's so different from anything I'd ever pictured Charra wearing, and yet somehow it is still seamlessly Charra. This is like such a moment. And I just know Charra was walking down that runway thinking, I don't care if I bomb that challenge because I look fucking amazing.
True.
Just because of that gown, girl, you're safe as fuck.
Yeah, that's really what it was. I love this from Charra. Like you said, I agree completely. Would not have expected this from Charra. Thrilled we got it from Charra. And I will say as well, Charra is someone that I've been very excited to see on the runway every week, because what she's been doing has been so unique and different. And she's had such different takes. I am happy we are going back to the primary colors. I'm glad we got a break from them for a couple of weeks. I'm glad we're back to them. If I had one ever so slight tiny critique, now that I've seen the photo shoot that she posted on her Instagram, I just wish there was a bit more warmth in her makeup. That's really the only thing I could critique, because otherwise I think the gumball machine itself is so good. The way it's cracked. I maybe would have loved maybe some cracking effects in the makeup too, but I understand that they are under a time crunch, and that's not what she was necessarily going for, but I think it would have added a lot to the look. Those kind of effects take hours to do though, so I get, not doing it.
Yeah.
But the gown is gorgeous. It fits her like a glove. It's a fun, new, different silhouette for Charra as well that I think is fun. And I'm thrilled with this for Charra. This was my favorite look of the night for sure.
This was also my favorite look. This might be one of my favorite looks of the season, actually. So you can guess what my score is. My cup is overflowing.
I gave Charra a 99. I just wanted a bit more warmth in the makeup. Don't come for me. Okay? Whatever. Fuck you. Anyway, that's all we've got time for today, because that's all the looks. So, thank you for joining us for this Look Over Here episode. If you have not checked out our episode recap, where we talk all about the Graham Norton Show Touring Edition, make sure to go check that out as well. Subscribe, like, and share on the way out. Let us know all your thoughts down in the comments below. And make sure to check out the description where you can find all of our audio podcast links, our other YouTube channels, our Patreon, our social media, and where you can get your merch, including but not limited to cup, mug. And with all that being said, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. So cheers.
Chin chin. Hello,